As is tradition with most TIFU posts, this didn't happen today or yesterday. It happened about 17 years ago. Today I was doing some CPR training for my new job and everyone was sharing stories. So I decided to share one of the most impactful near-death experiences I've ever had and hopefully the last. So when I was 7 or 8, I used to hang out with a bunch of older kids around the block. Most of them were your typical trouble-making teenagers who enjoyed yelling profanities and breaking things. Me being my 7-year-old self, I wanted to be cool like them. Anyways, one day after a huge snowfall here in Colorado, my friends and I decided to go break the ice on ponds with rocks. So of course Josh, Jeff and I go to the pond close to our houses that our parents always told us to never go near. We start throwing rocks trying to break the ice, but it's too thick to get the shattering effect we all wanted to be responsible for. Me being 7, I wanted to be the cool kid out of the group. I started to look around and found a pretty big cement slab up against a fence. Probably from some construction or a close-by house renovation. I hollered out to Jeff, the oldest and tallest one, to help me pick it up. We lifted it together and somehow managed to not slip on any snow as we brought it closer to the frozen pond. When we got close to the edge of the pond, we attempted threw it as far as we could in hopes of shattering the icy layer of the pond, but it just bounced and slid without doing any damage. Jeff decided to walk out onto the ice to try and throw it further while Josh egged him on. Jeff yelled for me to help him pick it up to throw it, but I kept telling him no until I finally gave in. I slipped and slid my way over to Jeff as Josh laughed while watching us. Jeff and I counted to 3 out loud, lifted the slab of concrete and began waddling our way closer to the center of the pond. Josh kept telling us to go further and further. Jeff and I kept going until we found the spot and decided we would throw it from here. We started to sway our arms, preparing to release it at the peak moment. Jeff began laughing, almost hysterically. He then pushed the slab towards me, giving me the entire weight instead of throwing away from us like we agreed. The slab crashes on my foot, immediately breaks through the ice and drags me into the splintering water. Every part of me is frozen. My eyes, skin and lips all go numb. My chest compresses and all the air shoots out from my lungs. I somehow managed to poke my head up through the hole I managed to create. The only thing I see is both Josh and Jeff laughing and running home. I couldn't keep up long because my large snow coat, pants and boots were too heavy. I sank back down into the dark and chilling grave. Then the panic set in. I was so goddamn scared. I didn't want to be grounded or for my parents to be upset. 7-year-old mind. I swam back up but couldn't find the hole I created. But the panic grew and grew. I scrambled around losing all my energy. I finally managed to get through something ice that was towards the center of this pond. I desperately gasped for air, screaming and crying, but no one was around. Not even those kids I saw as my friends. I was able to stay afloat and caught my breath. I started to slowly pull myself out and crawl to land. I lay there for what felt like hours. I stood up, noticed my right boot was missing and began walking through the snow back home. I remember crying because I knew my parents would be upset with me for going to the pond and losing my boot. After combating hypothermia and trying to rationalize this stupid stunt, I was grounded for a day. I never talked to Josh and Jeff again, even to this day. I never went near that pond until I was in high school. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you don't like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you liked the story, please upvote it. Link is in the description.